We get calls on a lot of medical malpractice cases, and what I tell people is we typically have to speak to about 100 to 150 people to even get one viable medical malpractice case. And I know that's frustrating for people who may have had a bad outcome for themselves or a family member who call around and they constantly get rejected and they want to know, why won't somebody take my case? And the reality is there are so many factors that go into determining whether somebody has a viable medical malpractice case. So the first question that has to be answered is, was there even a standard of care violation? Meaning, was the medical provider negligent? And that requires expert evidence. It requires testimony from an expert in the field who can identify at least one negligent act. Even if the negligence hurdle is cleared though, you still have to show that the negligence caused harm. As a result of the negligence, there was a different outcome. Had the negligence not occurred, things would have been different. And so what we have when we look at a medical malpractice case, we're looking at was there negligence and did that negligence cause harm? Sometimes we're not able to identify a negligent act. Other times, maybe there was a negligent act, but we're not able to show that that negligence actually caused any harm. Now, even if you get past those two hurdles, the amount of damages is a very important factor because medical malpractice cases are extremely expensive. They can easily cost well over $100,000 in just out-of-pocket expenses for the attorney to pursue it. And that's because we have to get experts. Those experts cost a lot of money. We have to pay them to review the medical records. Sometimes those records can be very large. We have to have them testify by deposition or have them come to trial. And so even if we are able to pursue a medical malpractice case legally speaking, it doesn't mean that practically it's going to make any sense. So what I tell people sometimes is, even when they have a case, technically, on paper they have a case, I may say to them, look, we could bring a claim, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to be able to put any money in your pocket. You're going to jump through all these hoops, and the only people that are going to get paid are the experts and me. And that doesn't make any sense for you. So if you have a medical malpractice case, and you're wondering, why am I calling around and not able to get somebody to help me? Those are some of the reasons why. Now, I do always tell people, if you get turned down by a lawyer, call and get a second opinion. We have recovered millions of dollars in medical malpractice cases where another lawyer turned the case down. And that's because sometimes maybe they don't identify a particular issue. Maybe it's because there technically was a case, but it didn't meet their criteria for accepting it. So if you do think that you or a family member have a medical malpractice case, don't give up if you get turned down by the first lawyer. But do know that if you keep calling around and getting rejected, there's probably valid reasons why your case is getting turned down.